Hayley at the Stitching Cabin and welcome back to my floss tube. This is a channel about cross stitch and embroidery and I'm thrilled to have you with me today. So I thought I would discuss my plans and goals for 2023. I appreciate that most people have already got their plans videos up, like they got them up like New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Very organised. I've not been that organised. I was super sick at the start of the year and there was no way I was going to be able to film and get it up. So this will go up as soon as possible once I've got it edited, and please forgive me for being a bit late. The pictures you see will all have been right from the end of last year, right from the end of 2022. And so we'll be able to see the progress that I make throughout 2023. Hopefully, hopefully there'll be loads of progress. So I thought we'd start by looking at some of my goals for the year. So I've just written them down. This is my journal, just a stitching journal. When I say mine, it's a Stitching Cabin one. And yes, so I've got a section for yearly stitching goals and I've got it written down. So we can go through this and then we'll be able to see if I complete them or not. So first of all, I have got to finish the Aurora cabin by Dimensions Gold. So this is currently at 78% complete. Now I started this in 2017, I think. Was it 2016? 2016, I think it was. So this is my oldest whip and I would love to get this finished. So this is the progress I have made as of the end of December 2022. You can see that I am 3/4 of the way done and I'm just now in my final quarter. And I would love to get this finished by the end of the year. So this is Aurora Cabin by Dimensions Gold and I'm stitching everything just out of the kit. And it looks beautiful. A little bit of sparkle. And I just really love to have this up, framed and up on the wall. So I'm going to really try get as much done as I can this year and see if I can finish it. I might have to redo the snowflakes, whatever these are, because I'm not super happy with my French knots. But otherwise, hopefully I can do it. It's quite a dense piece. It's obviously full coverage and there's lots of swapping and changing of threads, which slows me down. Sometimes you're stitching with 6 strands, sometimes 2, 1, half stitch, full cross. Yeah, and there's quite a bit of back stitch and couching. But I would absolutely love to get this finished in like this December and then framed and on the wall by New Year. That would be amazing. We'll see if I can manage that. I've got my cup of tea here. So my second goal is to finish my Pembroke Coast. Now this is a piece that I'm stitching from a photograph. And that's how far we've got so far. And it's almost like thread painting. I'm just using the threads like paints as I go along. And I do love, can you see that shine? It has got a really nice like gleam to it. And when people see it, they can't believe it's stitched. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I was inspired by MISHI Embroidery, who does amazing landscapes like this. And it would be really lovely if I could get this finished, because then that just frees up a slot in my rotation for something else, because I've got loads of new things I really want to start. So if I can get some of these cleared out of my rotation, that means that I can start some new good things, which I will show you in a moment. We'll see if I can get that finished. I always get really daunted by this piece and it takes me forever to choose my colours. Once I'm stitching, it stitches a little bit quicker than I was thinking it's going to. But I'd love to get that finished. Goal number 3 is to finish the Royal School of Needlework Goldwork Butterfly. And currently, I have completed, I think, 8 stages out of 13. And this is what this one looks like. Again, this is my first goldwork piece. I've never done anything like it before. I mean, this has got a gorgeous metallic sparkle. And I'm almost there with the butterfly. Like, there isn't too much else to do on this actual butterfly. There will be the body, and then I think there's some antennae. And then otherwise it's these petals, flowers and leaves that all need to be done. So if I could get this one finished as well this year, again, that would be really lovely, because then I can have it up and displayed. Also, with the RSN online, they're a self-paced course that they do, the Royal School of Needlework do in collaboration with David and Charles, the book publishing company. And they allow you 12 months to finish your project. And I started this in March last year, so there is no way I'm going to have this finished by this March. So I think I'm going to have to ask for an extension, and I've heard that they do extend it for an extra 12 months, but that is something to bear in mind if you're interested in doing one of these courses, just that they do have a cut-off. So if you're somebody with a lot of whips and you like to take your time, it's just something to bear in mind if you do want to do one of their courses. So if I could finish this by the end of this year, that would be awesome, and hopefully have it displayed. I've no idea how I would fully finish it, whether I would just put it in a frame, or I'd quite like to make a little cushion from it maybe. So I'd like to do that one. Get that done. So let's talk about my Heaven and Earth designs. So the first one is Castle View, artwork by Alexandra Gavrilova. And what I would absolutely love is to complete the top row of pages. So when I talk about pages, the ones I've got are large format because I bought the charts before I used Pattern Keeper, and I liked to print them out slightly bigger. Now I use Pattern Keeper, it doesn't really matter. And I'd love to complete the top row, so I've worked out that if I do half a page a month, that would get me the whole top row completed. And that would mean that I would be across that entire, across the entire section of sky there, and then across into the into that arch. It's a total of 8 pages, but only 7 full ones, and then the 8th page is a partial. And I've already stitched the first page and a half, a bit more really, because I have already, I think I did that in December. And like this, I've already started on this, so when I get to this page here, which I think is page 4, I have a little head start there. But it works out at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It probably works out at about 6 pages. I'm currently at 4.6%. And I haven't worked out what percentage I'm aiming for. I should work that out, that would be fun. So next is the Castle Wolves Heaven and Earth design, artwork by Jan Patrick Krasny. And this is quite a new piece. I only started it in November. This is my current progress, and I haven't worked on this in 2023 yet. So I've done about half of page 1, I would say. I'm at 0.7% with this one. And my goal, again, is to do half a page a month. I would love to complete a page a month, but I don't think that's doable. So half a page a month, which will be a big enough stretch. And if I can complete that, then it means that by the end of the month, I will have got the first 6 pages done. So it's half a page every month except for December. I might not complete one, or I might use that to catch up because I've already got my half a page. And so it's quite fun. So for 2023, I am shooting for the moon, which is really fun. So if you can see in the design here, I've started in this top left corner, and I'm going to come across here. I'm in these icicles at the moment, and if I can get my 6 pages done, I will have just hit the top of that castle, and the moon and the tip of that owl is just on page 6. So I'm shooting for the moon with this one, and that would be really good fun because I really do want to get to the castle. I'm stitching this on 25 count, 2/1 tent, and all my threads at the back. I think with this plans video, I am just going to talk about my personal stitching. I'm not going to talk about any kind of goals for my own designs, like the stitching cabin designs. I'm just going to talk about my personal stitching plans, I think. Right, now we'll go on to my seasonal piece. So with this one, it's got the same slot in my rotation, but I am changing it up every season. So each piece is going to get 3 months of work, whatever that looks like, within its season. So we've got, first of all, we've got the Winter Is by Durene Jones. This one, and I'll put a photo of what it looks like at the end of December because I have started stitching this one in January. I would love to complete it, that's what I'd like to do. I've got it to about 50%, I think. So this is currently at 49% complete as of like the 1st of January, and I'd love to get it finished. I'm not sure whether that is possible with all the other goals I've got, but it would be nice to get it finished and then it could be displayed. We'll get as close as we can anyway. Following on from that one is the Autumn one. Autumn Is by Durene Jones, and this one is at 20% complete. So you can see I've still got quite a lot inside this main sort of motif. I've done this one pumpkin, and my plan is to, this won't come back out until September, so I'll work on it September, October and November, and I will put a thread in one of the little motifs and then a thread in the centre motif and then a thread in one of the others, and keep going backwards and forwards. And I would love to get this to 50% complete if possible. I think that's doable. So I think they're very, very cute. And this is stitched on 32 count Belfast in antique white. Continuing with Durene Jones's patterns, here we've got Summer Is. I'll put a photo in of how much progress I've got so far. And I don't have a specific plan for this one, I just want to maybe get a couple of the motifs started. And I will start stitching this in June, July and August and see how much I can get done. That one I'm not in a rush to finish, so I'll just work on it as and when throughout those months, and we'll see what progress I can get. Right, and now we are on to new starts for the year. I've got some that I have planned for definite and then some that are on my wish list to start. I will see how many of them I can get started. It all depends on my progress. So one I will definitely be starting is the Durene Jones Spring Is, and then I will have started all 4 in the collection. So I'm going to stitch this on 32 count Belfast in antique white, so that it will match the spring, summer and autumn will all match. Obviously I've done the winter on the opalescent fabric, so it's slightly different, frosty for the winter, and I'm just going to make a start on this. So hopefully I'm planning to start this in March, and I'll work on it throughout March through to May, and I just think that it's such a lovely design. I love the little sheep and the birds. Yeah, really, really cute. So I'm looking forward to starting that one. Another non-stitching goal of mine in 2023 has been to learn how to knit a pair of socks. This is a goal that it suddenly occurred to me that I really wanted to learn how to knit socks, and then I saw Lauren Flossabilities talking about how Mama Flossabilities had knitted a pair of socks. I thought they were absolutely gorgeous, and I was like, right, that's clinched it. I need to learn how to knit socks, even though I can't knit. So you'll have seen in my last floss tube that this is something I've already started, and I can't wait to see how this goes. If I can learn how to knit socks, that would be amazing. And if I could also knit like hats, I think that would be really cool too, because hats and socks, you can't have too many of them. They always look really fun and cute, so I'd love to be able to knit like maybe a beanie or like a bobble hat. But socks are definitely one of my big non-stitching goals for 2023. Right, one of my other goals for 2023 is to fully finish some things, and the one I'm looking for it now, the one that I'd really like to fully finish is this one. This is Hydrangeas on a Bench by Lanarte, I think. So this is just stitched with all of the kit materials. And this is really special because this was the first really big cross-stitch project that I did. And I just think it would be really lovely to have this fully finished so that I can see it. So maybe, at first I was thinking I would frame it. But I'm almost wondering about making it into a cushion. She says, if I could try and make it into a little cushion, I think that'd be really cute. And I love the colours in it. Yeah, I love the straws and the hat and the colours. So yeah, I'm going to try and fully finish this year. Some things that I would really love to start either this year or to clear spots in my rotation so that I could perhaps start them early next year. I would love to start a Jo Butcher design. So Jo Butcher is this fantastic designer, and she does a lot of floral pieces, but they are very modern looking. It's a very modern coastal country kind of aesthetic. And there are a couple of pieces of hers that I would love to stitch. One of them is this, the Allium Meadow, and this is an inspirations chart, and I just think it's really lovely. So this was in the magazine Inspirations, so I'm sure all of you know Inspirations has got quite a lot of quite advanced embroidery, I would say. A lot of it is really quite advanced, very fine embroidery, gorgeous, but very kind of involved and complicated. Not all, some of it's beginner friendly, and I just absolutely love this little design. If I can get a bigger picture for you, I'll show you. And then I also have Jo Butcher's book. I bought this last year. I think it came out last year actually. Okay, so this was released last year. I thought it was new. And there are some gorgeous designs in this one. Yeah, so even that one on the front, I think, is the one that I would absolutely love to stitch. And then there's that one on the back. She just does some really gorgeous designs. There's that one that's really lovely. Irises. Use watercolours to create a lot of the background colours, which I thought would be really fun. So I would love to do a Jo Butcher design. I'm not exactly sure which one yet, but I would love to have one in my rotation for definite. Cannot wait. One that I would love to start at some point, it is a Trish Burr hand embroidery design, and this is called Blue Flora and Bee Line, and it's needle painting. I really liked this design. I thought it was quite modern looking, but very intricate, and I love the bees. I don't know if that's a poppy seed head, I'm not sure. And I love the colours on this. So myself and Catherine, the Voyage of the Drawn Threader over on Instagram, and I would love to have a go at this. It might be quite advanced, but I just think you just take one motif at a time, don't you? So whichever one, probably this one I'm guessing we start with, and I'll just take it one stitch at a time. And you can do anything then. So that would be really good. If you like Trish Burr's designs, she has free charts on her website where you can go and have a go. like little motifs, and so I think Catherine's going to do one of those first, even though she doesn't need to. She's amazing. She'll be amazing. She doesn't even need to have a warm-up piece and like a practice. She's really good. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just jumping in on the main piece because that's my personality, throwing myself in at the deep end. So hers will look a lot better than mine, but it's all learning, and I am looking forward to doing this. I don't know when we're starting it though. We've both got that many like works in progress and projects lined up. I'm not sure when we will both be free to start it, but at some point, maybe this year, hopefully, we would love to get together and start this. We will see. I said I wasn't going to talk about any of my designs and like plans of what I want to like chart and stitch and things, but I'm just going to talk about this one just because it's right here to hand, and it's really annoying me because it's so close to being finished. It's about 99% complete, and this is Tulip Garden by Stitching Cabin. I've got it on my Millennium bars, and it's just a really fun, like vibrant piece. I've stitched it on 14 count opalescent Aida just so that it was really easy to stitch, and I've got it so close to completion. I just need to finish the back stitch now, so I have to get this done this year. I really want it done and then like off my plate, and then I can maybe frame it. That would be good. Yeah, see, I've even started on the back stitch. So I've back stitched all of the water for the water fountains, and I've started back stitching the top here, and there's a lot of back stitch on this piece. So if you hate back stitching, this is not for you, but it does really, yeah, give it a real like nice definition, like on these plant pots and the little bird house. So it's so close to being done. I need to finish this year, and that'll be really good, and then I can have it up and display it in my little, well, shall I call it a studio? It's a bit pretentious. In my little office where my desk is, basically. And I just use the bar parks to hold them together. And also, this is probably like travesty, but I actually write on my bars the size of them. Ooh. So you can see there, 24-inch, and just helps when I'm looking through them to know exactly what size they are. And then finally, there are 3 dimensions gold kits that I would absolutely love to stitch, as well as another Lanarte kit. Lanarte. I'm going to say Lanarte, please tell me if it's wrong. The Lanarte one is new to me, I've not seen it before. So the Lanarte one is called Dancing Bees. I haven't actually written it down, I've just put bees flower. I think it's called Dancing Flowers or Dancing Bees or Dancing Bees on a Flower. I'll write it in. And I saw this on their website and I just thought it was gorgeous. I absolutely loved the colours. I loved the spring feel. I like the purples and the bees. I just thought it was a really lovely kit. And it does remind me of the Hydrangeas one that I've already done from Lanarte. So it would be my second Lanarte kit. And I really love how they package and present their kits in the nice cardboard box. They have a really lovely quality to them. So I would really like to start that at some point. Again, all of these are dependent on how much progress I can get done on my current whips. There are just so many gorgeous things to stitch, it's hard to even narrow it down. But these are just a few of the ones that I would love to start. There are 3 dimensions kits that I would really like to start. One is the wolf. I'll put photos up. So this is really good value. I think it's about £9.99. So yeah, for less than £10 you get a full kit. And I was watching I think it was Teresa Little Stitcher's, one of her floss tubes, where she showed the finished table at one of the retreats, and I saw this on that table and he looked magnificent stitched up. I loved the colours and the frostiness, and I would really like to purchase this kit and then stitch it. Definitely on my list. I've also fallen in love with Wise Owl by Dimensions. I think Jessie Marie is stitching Wise Owl, I know that, and I think Lauren at Cross Stitch Bunny might be stitching Wise Owl too. I've definitely seen it crop up on a few floss tubes recently, and I really love the woodland look of it. I like the detail on the owl. I like really woodland foresty themes, and so I think that would go really well in our home, and I would absolutely love to stitch this at some point. Yeah, I think that's really gorgeous. And the other Dimensions kit that I would love to stitch is the Winter Deer. I think it's Woodland Winter maybe. It's the one, it's got all the deer and then the frosty sort of snowy forest, and I just love the colours in this one. I would absolutely love to stitch all of those designs. Hopefully I can finish my own Dimensions Gold kit first. If I can finish Aurora Cabin, then I can start one of the other Dimensions Gold kits, or one of the Dimensions kits, they're not all gold ones. That would be lovely. So that's incentive to get this one finished. And then I'll just show you here, in order to track my progress, I've already coloured in the pages that I have already completed. Pink for Castle View, purple for the Castle Wolves, and I'll just colour the pages in as and when I complete them. So that's all of my goals and plans for my stitching, at least my personal stitching in 2023. We will see how far I get with them. As always, there's so many more things that I want to stitch. We've all got long lists, as long as our arm. It's just time, isn't it, to be able to stitch everything. I've also got a whole basket full of minis that again I would love to stitch. It is just time, but some of the ones that are gorgeous. I really like this Swan. That, I think that was from Cross Stitch Crazy. Oh, and that's designed by Durene Jones as well. I do like Durene Jones's things. This one, Little Fox, that was again from Cross Stitch Crazy, a little kit. And then I wanted to stitch this little Sophie dress up thing for my niece. I think that might have been CrossStitcher. So there's plenty to be getting on with in my free time. Right, thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you all have a happy and productive 2023, and we will see how much of this I manage to achieve by the end of the year. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you all so very much. Take care. It's getting bigger. My goodness. It's getting bigger as I'm going along. Have a good life.